Hello and welcome to Principles of Management. The business program at Mary Baldwin College is very much focused on the concept of sustainability as critical to creating and managing organizations that are going to contribute to society and profit by doing so. The practice of business can be done by a single individual, but far more often it's done by groups of people, organizations, and this is where we begin. What we will be discussing this semester applies equally to for-profit and not-for-profit organizations. And so for the term, I will use the word organizations to indicate both of these kinds of terms. Now, Dr. Daft, a management scholar and the author of the text we are using, defined an organization as a social entity, and specifically one that is goal-directed and deliberately structured. Embedded in this definition are a couple of very critical concepts. The first is that an organization is a social entity with all of the complexities, communication systems, relationships, and dependencies that any social group is prone to have. The second is that it is goal-directed. It has a purpose. To say that the purpose of an organization is to make a profit is a bit misguided. An organization can make a profit by doing something, and by doing something particularly well. Or it may have a purpose that is not connected to profit, as many a nonprofit organization does. The point is that there is to do something, to act, that makes the organization what it is. It may produce a product, deliver a service, or seek to fulfill some artistic or humanitarian purpose, but it will involve an exchange between what is happening inside the organization and the world surrounding it. And finally, it is structured. One of the most distinctive of human characteristics is the ability to participate in groups, to contribute, and to participate in collective action. Given that most organizations involve multiple individuals, functions, activities, there are several things that need to be done. One is that the organization has to have a purpose, a reason for being, and with that purpose decided, someone must identify the goals that the organization should have and plan out the resources and tasks that have to be done in order to accomplish that purpose. Once the tasks that have to be done are identified, individuals have to be given the responsibility of getting those things done. And then somebody has to ensure that individuals assigned are actually getting the work done, that they're motivated and focused and making progress. And this function is termed controlling. And so management involves four functions: planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. If these functions are well done, the organization should be able to attain its goals, which is termed performance. And there are two measures of this: effectiveness, the degree to which the organization meets its goals, and efficiency, the measure of resources needed to accomplish them. Now, all employees have to have certain skills, and these skills fall into three categories. One is conceptual skills, the ability to see the organization as a whole and to understand the relationship of its parts, as well as to see how the organization fits into the larger outside world and contributes to it. The second is human skills, the ability to work with and through other people, and to work effectively as a member of a team. And the third are technical skills, understanding and being able to accomplish certain tasks, or to understand certain functions, for example, law or accounting or finance. People tend to make varying use of these skills based on their role in the organization, and roles at upper hierarchies of an organization call for more of the use of human and conceptual skills, and at the lower levels of the organization for technical and, again, human skills. Now, managers tend to be very busy people. Their days are a mix of scheduled and spontaneous activities, the later ones generally focused on things that arise suddenly and need immediate attention. As a general rule, if 2/3 of a day's activities are in the scheduled category, things are generally under control. Managers also have a number of roles to perform, which can be categorized as informational, interpersonal, and decisional, and which relate to the conceptual, human, and technical skills that employees need to have. The informational role is a conceptual one. It entails an ability to communicate. The human skills relate directly to the interpersonal role and require that a person have emotional intelligence. And the decisional role relates to a technical understanding of both the operations and the individual areas within the firm, and to how, in a conceptual sense, these individual areas contribute to the whole. An older authoritarian view of management involved the giving of orders, along with an expectation that they would be followed, and this is the sort of management style that worked in the early industrial era firm. But so much now depends on creativity and innovation, on participation and autonomy and delegation of authority. The manager in a post-industrial, knowledge-based firm is anything but authoritarian. To the contrary, the manager is a collaborator, someone who builds and enables teams, opens communications, enables people to contribute. Management does not happen when a person gives orders. Management happens when people work together to get things done effectively and efficiently. Next, we're going to consider the evolution of management theory. I will spend more time on this than the text dedicates to it. One, because it is a very rich history, and developing an understanding of the theories that built the study of management will inform the analysis you will be doing as managers. But also, the papers that you will be writing this semester are going to be based in one of the eras that you're going to pick in the history of management. Okay, so in the next session we are going to consider management principles, the classical school.